All right, here with Bianca Pagdanganan. It is another grinding round out there to keep you in contention heading into the final day. How are you feeling after the third round is under your belt?
I feel great. There was like a huge sigh of relief after I made my last putt. It was a little frustrating. I was hitting so many good shots, but I couldn't get any putts to drop. But overall, I'm still pretty happy with how I played.
I was going to say, at the beginning of the round, especially when you had that birdie on number 2, you actually took the lead for a quick second there, but then those 2 bogeys, what did you say to yourself to pick yourself back up, and what did you focus on for the rest of the round?
Honestly, I just told myself, like, B, you have so many more holes to play, and you're not hitting it bad. You just got to calm down and just take it shot by shot.
Those 2 blemishes, those 2 bogeys were literally the only blemishes on the card for the rest of the day. As we kept on going through to that back 9, you kept in it along with the other people in your group. What is it like for you when you see other people in your group getting hot? Does it motivate you to continue to match that kind of energy?
Yeah, definitely. It really does. I think it does help when the people in your group are playing well because it helps you to play well. And I think, I mean, obviously the back 9, I had probably like 7 straight pars, but I just told myself to stay patient. You know, your putts are eventually going to drop, and they did on the last 2 holes.
The last 2 holes, you're smiling with relief there, especially
no, seriously.
On 18 too, that drive on the par 5. I think we were talking about it, 313 yards or something like that. What were those birdies like for you, and what did it mean to you to be able to finish strong like that?
I don't know. I was just like telling my caddy, telling Brandon, I was just like, it's fine if the putts aren't dropping, but I'm giving myself really, really good opportunities. So eventually they're going to have to drop, you know, just probably take a little more time to read the green. But after I made my putt on 17, I was just like, oh my goodness, like finally, that like literally a sigh of relief. So coming into 18, I was like, okay, just hit a good drive and give yourself another good chance to make a birdie.
How long was that putt on 17 for birdie?
It was probably around like 15 feet.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I saw the chip. That could have been eagle. What was the chip, and then what was the chip length, and then what was the birdie putt length there?
Shoot, I don't remember my chip length. It's like probably around like 15 yards, and then I stuck it to like 3 feet for birdie. So I was like, okay, just make this putt and just get out and probably hit a few more putts after the round.
I know we were talking earlier that you met your caddy Brandon at the first event at the first LPGA Drive on Championship back in Inverness. How much do you think he's really honed in on your game, and what does it feel like to have him out there with you?
I mean, it's really nice. I think he understands my game now, and he's definitely a huge help. You know, sometimes, you know, when I'm in between clubs or when I need an extra read, he's definitely a good help. So I'm really glad that everything's working out pretty well.
This is now the second tournament in a row that you are in. Not only now you're not from the penultimate group, you are now in the final grouping. What does it say about how confident you are in your game at this moment to be in contention for the second week in a row?
I think after playing well at the KPMG, it was a confidence booster, and it just really helped me realize that I can play good golf and I can be in contention. So it's more about how I can handle my nerves tomorrow. I mean, I know it's definitely going to be there, but I think so far, like today, I was able to handle it pretty well. So I just got to remind myself, you know, stick to your game plan and don't try to make anything crazy happen. Just play your own game.
There's only one other Filipino winner on tour, Jennifer Rosales. Is that someone that you looked up to as you were growing up? Her first win actually on tour was in Georgia.
Really? Oh, well, that's a pretty cool fact. But yes, definitely Atajero was one of the players I looked up to when I was younger. We didn't really have a lot of LPGA Tour players, but yeah, she was definitely one of the players that I really idolized. And I saw her around when I would practice, and that's pretty cool. But knowing that she did win in Georgia is also that's a pretty cool fact.
I did my research a little bit. All right, we'll hand it off to Steve.
What's the longest drive you've ever hit?
Longest drive I've ever hit? Oh, total 320, 330, maybe with roll. 330, I think.
330?
Yeah, I think so. That's like in college in New Mexico, probably, where the altitude is high.
and your dad was telling me that there's no other sports going on in the Philippines right now, that everything's shut down. You know, COVID has shut everything down. So you're kind of a big deal over there right now. How big a deal are you?
I mean, I don't really try to pay attention. I mean, I think they started a few other sports. I think they have their own bubble, but Right now, I think it's just golf and some other sports, but I don't like to say that I'm a big deal. I'm just out here trying to play my own game.
And the other little interesting fact I learned is that there is competitive frisbee being played in the Philippines. And that you
ultimate
did that.
frisbee. I played that a lot in high school and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I got really competitive with that.
What is it exactly?
Honestly, it's like frisbee. So you throw a disc around and there are two end zones, and I guess it's kind of like football. Basically, you need to get your disc to the end zone, but it's also a non-contact sport, but it involves a lot of running, which isn't really what golf is about.
So it's like two teams and they're
Yes.
running back and forth? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I do have another question for you. Talking about the Philippines, we've talked about it all week, but you have felt kind of the support, but also now we have support there on 18 Green with all the boats there. How cool was that to kind of get a fan reaction as you were rounding out your final holes?
It was amazing. Like, as a rookie, I don't think I've seen a lot of spectators around. This is probably the most I've seen, and I think it looks a lot cooler because they're on boats. But, definitely getting some claps. It feels really nice to have people come out and watch.
All right, we'll hand it off to Ophelia.
Hi.
Hi, Ophelia.
So, one of the 5 E's of girls golf is energize, and you need a lot of energy to play this course. What will you be doing tomorrow to stay energized during your round?
I definitely love snacking on the course, and I think that really helps with keeping my energy up. So I'm going to tell you that I will be eating out there peanut butter sandwiches, Cheez-Its, bars, and drinking water.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, one more question, inspired by Ophelia's question
Okay.
there. It does take a lot to get through this course. I mean, it is some long walks, some tee to greens is
Yeah.
a little bit out there. Aside from eating, what do you say mentally to yourself to kind of keep yourself physically up for the challenge?
I mean, it's a bit tough since it's really humid. Honestly, as much as possible, I just try to drink lots of water. Like, before every shot, I try to take a sip just to, stay present, which is definitely important. But for the most part, yeah, like when I'm walking to my shot, I kind of snack on something just to keep myself more aware and more, I would say, like, awake. So yeah, definitely eating and just, reminding myself to do those simple things.
All right. With that, I think that is it. Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you.